riders. Good morning, bad morning, could be a bad morning. No, I'm going to try and stay positive. I suppose every morning if you wake up to see it, it's a good morning, I suppose. But it's a bad morning for the bike. I know. I can't ride it. It's got some issues and I think I'm going to have to make a warranty claim already. It's only done 335 miles. Yeah, a bit of a downer really. But funnily enough, after yesterday's video, well actually I say yesterday's, this might come out a few days after I put the last video out. Since that last video, I took the bike out, went to the shop, and I noticed on the way to the shop I could hear a rattling, and I'm not sure. I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's the keys because I've got a couple of keychains on my actual bike key. Grabbed hold of them with one hand to stop to muffle the rattling. The rattling was still there. I noticed it was worse over bumps. So I'm thinking something's loose somewhere on the bike. Something's got to be loose. And then I noticed when I dropped down through the gears, going from fifth, say I'm going, using engine braking to slow down for a set of traffic lights or a car in front, the noise increased, and I'm thinking, right, well, maybe going down the gears is causing more vibration through the bike and making the rattle worse because it's vibrating more. And then I noticed when I got to first gear, something sounded really bad. It sounded absolutely awful. And I've noticed it's dropping down into first, going at slow speeds. Pulling off in first is fine at slow speeds, but dropping down into first at a slow speed sounds absolutely awful. It almost feels like, I don't even know what it sounds like, to be fair. It just doesn't sound nice. So I thought, right, okay, got it home, got it on a paddock stand just to check a few things. Went on the LXR page on Facebook. If you're not on that page, I would suggest getting on it because everyone on there is absolutely bang on, friendly, and all trying to help each other out. It's a nice place to be, really nice place to be. So yeah, got it back home, got it on the paddock stands, uploaded a little video. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. In neutral, I could roll the bike backwards and forwards fine. Still in neutral, if I tilted the bike towards me and rolled it, it was almost like it went into gear, even though it was in neutral. Then I'd put it upright and it would free roll again. I'd lean it towards me and it would lock into gear again. It was so weird. So I put that video up on the page and I'll put that video up now. So yeah, that was the video of that. And a lot of people recommended tightening the chain. They reckon, a loose chain can cause that. So I had a quick look at the chain and I thought, yeah, there's some leeway there for tightening. So, well, this was off the paddock stand. So I put it back on the paddock stand and I thought, let me just have a listen to first gear. So whilst it was on the stand, I knocked it into first, released the clutch so the wheel was engaged, the rear wheel, and spinning. And then I saw this. Now, I'm not so sure your sprocket is supposed to do that. So I messaged the dealers at which I bought the bike from. This is the messages and the responses. I'll put the screenshots in now. So I'm just going to go out now and check the rear wheel. As he said, if there is movement when it's not running, the main bearings could have gone. So that's what I'm going to check now. So let's go and have a look. So just to add before I go out there, I noticed that the rattle comes and goes if I sit on the bike and then stand up. If I sit on the bike, the rattle gets louder. When I stand up to take the weight off the bike, the rattle gets a lot quieter. And I've had a good look, there's nothing loose. There's nothing loose at all. I mean, I don't know anything about bikes, but in my head I'm thinking, does the chain slacken or tighten when I sit on the bike? Yes, it does. I know that's what happens on bikes. Some bikes, the chain tightens when you add weight, but for some reason on these, the chain loosens when you sit on it. So is there something connected with that that's making it worse when I put weight on? So when I sit down, I don't know. Right, so I've spoken to the dealership I bought the bike from. They only collect it from your premises if it's a non-runner. Secondly, if I do want them to collect it, it's £80 each way, and it could take up to 2 weeks for them to do that. So that's 160 quid, and maybe and a 2 week wait. But the chap I've been speaking to has told me the bike will be absolutely fine to ride to him. It's about 35-40 miles away. I'm not so sure I feel that confident doing that, but he's the bike mechanic, I'm not. So it's going to be a case of me having to take the bike to him now and getting someone to follow me up in the car, and then driving back home, waiting for the work to be done and carried out, then getting another lift back to the dealership to then ride the bike back. I've not been riding for too long. It's quite a journey. This will be the longest distance I've done by far on a motorbike. It's like an hour and a bit each way. I'm sure if I'm sensible I'll be fine, and I'm a sensible guy anyway. What I mean is, if I've got my head screwed on, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I don't take risks. And the bike needs sorting, it needs fixing. And he's told me it'd be absolutely fine to ride it to him, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride the bike to him and see where we go from there. So yeah, I'll check in with you when that's done. Quick update. So my bike is at the dealer's, having a good look round. I'm trying to be quiet because I feel a bit awkward recording in the showroom, but I'll keep you posted, see what the problems were. Update time. Just took it back. I'm going to get rid of this. I just took it back to the dealerships I bought it from. Wonderful, wonderful people. They've been brilliant since day one, since I first made an inquiry about the bike. A manufacturing default on the rear wheel, where it is laved, where something's laved and only half of it's been laved. So as the sprocket goes down, it goes so far, and then it goes at an angle like that. The chap said that can have an effect on the gearbox, because as one bit slackens off, another bit gets tension, and it can cause weird noises and whatnot. So they're ordering me a brand new wheel in. I hope they keep my tyre. I hope they put my tyre on it, because I spent ages putting the white writing on that. So that's getting done. I've mentioned the weird tapping noise that I get at the front when I stand up and sit down. And do you know what? I just can't believe how good and how nice those people are in there. I'm just going to leave it with them for a couple of days, because they said it can take 2 days for the wheel to come in, but in the meantime they're going to get through everything. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, considering I'm without a bike now, but the service I got from them is just unbelievable. And also, actually I've got to show you this. Look at this! An official Lextech toolkit, and this one fits under the pillion seat. This was less than a tenner. There we go. It's backwards, but it's £9.29. So yeah, well chuffed with that. I can't do anything with it till I get my bike back. But yeah, we'll check in a couple of days and let you know how things go. I'm actually really excited to get in the bike back, because if that's how it's been since day one, then it can only ride better without that, right? So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm glad I've done it. So thank you to Speedway Motors in Cannock, who for being brilliant and looking after me and doing everything they said they would do in regards to warranty. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Thank you very much, Speedway Motors. Highly recommend them. There is something I want to talk about actually. There's now with Lextech or Lexmoto, they say, I'm just going to turn this. they say that your warranty is valid, and any Lexmoto dealership will be willing to take on warranty work. I thought, fine, fair enough. That's why I bought a bike from 40 odd miles away from my home, because A, they had the SE in stock and was willing to deliver it. B, I just wanted it right there and then, and everywhere near me was closed. But I thought it's okay, because there is a Lexmoto motorbike dealer and service centre half a mile away from my house. And if they're too busy, there's one probably 5 miles away from my house. So if I need any warranty work or repairs, I can just take it to one of them, right? And I checked all the fine print, and yeah, as long as they're a Lexmoto dealership, they have to take on your warranty work. So I rang the shop. I'm not going to say the name just yet, because I'm going to speak to Lexmoto to find out if I'm 100% accurate on this. I rang them. I says, hello, got a couple of problems. Am I right in believing that you will honour my warranty even though the bike wasn't bought from yourselves because you're a Lexmoto dealer? First thing they said was, oh, actually, I said to him, yeah, can I, is that right? Are you willing to do that? What's the problem with it? And I thought, all right, great response. I says, well, there's a weird thing with the gearbox going into first gear. No, we don't do that. Right, okay, so why ask me in the first place what the problem was? And I gave me the impression that if it was something simple, they could have earned a few quid on it, but because I've got to, mention the gearbox, it's no, we don't do that. Fair enough then. I'm pretty sure you should. No, we don't have to do that. No, we don't do any of that. Right, fair enough. So I rang another place, and they said pretty much the same thing. No, we don't do warranty work. And I was like, right. And then he said, even if we did, you'd be waiting 3 months. I get it, coronavirus, backlog of work, people wanting the bikes fixed and whatnot. But something didn't add up. It just felt to me like these people just didn't want to take the work on. So that's something to consider if you're thinking about buying one. Just buy one from as close to home as possible, because the dealership you buy it from haven't got a leg to stand on. They have to honour your warranty work, whereas others might find loopholes to get out of doing it. But yeah, as for now, that's the update, and we'll check in with you when I go and collect my bike. Stay safe, riders. I'd just like to add as well that was one of the most frightening experiences of my life. That bike, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of uphill. In fact, 90% of the journey was uphill, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm not on a heavy, slow bike, you don't want uphill. But then, we've had like some crazy winds as well. And it felt like the whole way, the wind was blowing towards me. Not just, obviously on a bike when you're riding, you get the wind at you. But every now and again, I'd feel an extra gust to blow me back, and it was like the weather fought me every single step of the way. And I know the slow bikes, don't get me wrong, I knew that before I even bought it, but I was pinning it to try and keep up with traffic, and I was averaging 55 miles an hour. Maybe a little bit less, maybe between 50 and 55. Slightly uphill with the wind. That's bad, isn't it? That's flipping slow. 55 miles an hour pinning it. I don't care what the circumstances, whether you're uphill in the wind, pinning a motorbike, you should get more than 55 miles an hour out of it. So maybe over time, as it loosens up and breaks in, it will get a bit quicker. The lady at the main dealership I took it back to said that these bikes need 1,000 miles braking, not 300. So luckily I've still kept quite reserved on going above 5,000 revs. So bear that in mind as well, that these bikes apparently need 1,000 miles braking. So I'll be carrying on with that once I get it back from the dealership. Yeah, see you soon.